So last time, what do you have revision? What topics?
एक्चुअली लास्ट टाइम जो टॉपिक्स वगैरह हुए थे ना, उसके लिए जो रजिस्टर वगैरह था वो मेरा जो जिसमें नोट आउट कर रखा था मैंने सारा, वो वहीं रह गया था, गांव में ही रह गया था, तो वो मैं कर नहीं पाया। और जो टॉपिक्स जो 2 क्लासेस अपनी लास्ट हुई थी उनके वीडियो वगैरह भी अपलोड नहीं हुए थे, तो वो मतलब सारा वो स्पॉइल हो गया था उसमें, तो उसमें काफी इश्यू हुआ था।
तो अभी कहाँ तक याद है तुम्हें?
हाँ,
क्या रिसेंट क्या
अपन
रेफरेंस
ने
किया है?
लूप्स वगैरह सारा क्लियर कर लिया था, जितने भी थे लूप्स कर लिए थे, और उसके बाद में जो अपन पॉइंट्स के ऊपर उन पे वर्क कर रहे थे, मैं एक बार नोट कर लेता हूँ, निकाल लेता हूँ। या फिर एक काम करते हैं, आज कोई भी एक फ्रेश चीज बता दो, ताकि मैं बाकी जो चीजें है ना वो मैं कलेक्ट कर लूंगा, ताकि संडे वाली जो क्लास होगी ना उसमें मैं आपको बता दूंगा कि क्या क्या क्लियर हो गया था और क्या क्या रिमेनिंग था।
ओके
है ना? ओके,
तो आज हम पढ़ लेते हैं एक्सेप्शन।
ओके। और आपका कैसा रहा इंटरव्यू?
अच्छा था।
अच्छा था क्या? वो वहीं पे था क्या?
हाँ, यही कर रहे हैं।
ओके ओके, सही है। और मेरा भी काफी ये मन था, वो लेंदी था मेरे लिए भी।
ओके ओके।
हाँ,
तो अभी
लास्ट।
कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। 15-20 दिन के बाद 1 महीना और लगेगा, क्योंकि 1 महीने का गैप आ गया ना।
हाँ हाँ, मेरे को मतलब वो प्रॉब्लम ये हो गई थी, थोड़ी सी फैमिली में भी प्रॉब्लम हो गई थी, मैंने
कोई
आपको
नहीं।
बताया था। फिर सडनली हेल्थ इश्यू हो गया मेरे।
क्या हो गया?
तो एक्चुअली मैं थोड़ी ये जो नहीं होती क्या, मतलब बॉडी से नीचे की तरफ एक गांठ हो गई थी, उसका ऑपरेट करवाया था।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा।
हाँ, तो
अभी ठीक है?
उसमें फुल्ली, हाँ अभी ठीक है, ऑपरेट हो गया था वो। अपना जयपुर में ही था, यहाँ साकेत हॉस्पिटल है ना, थोड़ा सा, तो वहाँ पे।
कोई नहीं, आराम से करेंगे, जल्दी नहीं है।
हाँ नहीं, वो अब तो कवर अप करना ही है मेरे को, फिर क्या इंटरव्यू वगैरह स्टार्ट करूँ तो उस चक्कर में।
इंटरव्यू तुम 1 महीने का टारगेट करके चलो।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल,
है ना?
ठीक है, ओके। तो आज एक्सेप्शन हैंडलिंग है। ओके, हैंडलिंग।
स्क्रीन दिख रही है?
हाँ, अभी विजिबल है।
तो एक्सेप्शन क्या होता है? व्हाट इज एक्सेप्शन?
बेसिकली, या मतलब नॉर्मली जैसे एक्सेप्शन कोई भी वर्क कर रहे हैं, तो मतलब उसमें जो एरर जनरेट होती है,
एक्सेप्शन
जैसे
क्या बोलते हैं? जैसे we are running a program, okay? So there is any interruption in the continuous running of program. Something failed, or something is unexpected. Or program is stopped due to something, some issues like error, exception, something. The program cannot continue to execute. So those are called as exceptions. There are many types of exceptions, like errors. Okay, there are checked exception, unchecked exceptions. Okay. So first of all, we need to understand what is exception. So normal program में जो exception आता है, exception in normal program execution. It can be like runtime. Okay. It can be compile time. Okay. So it run or this also we can modify and can be classified into errors also. Errors are kind of error which cannot be recovered or something, like very like on high level, very crucial. Let's see, memory errors, stack overflow kind of runtime, this type of errors.
Okay.
Compile time errors are like SQL errors. Okay, class not found exceptions. Okay.
Okay.
Compile time means whenever we are compiling the programs, there are some exception occurs during compilation.
Yeah.
So those are called checked exceptions.
Checked exceptions.
Okay.
Okay.
So compile time also called as checked exception. Okay. These are unchecked exception. Unchecked exception. Okay. So these errors are mostly due to system failures. Like Java virtual machine error. Due to heap memory or like stack overflow kind of. Okay. Like these are generated by the systems.
Okay.
By mostly by JVM or like any application server. Anything which are not expected or anything due to memory issues, CPU issues, CPU utilizations. So these are errors. Okay.
Okay.
So difference is clear between runtime, compile time, and errors.
Yeah.
Runtime. Let's see. I define one error: null pointer exception. Null pointer exception. Okay. It can become when we are trying to reference one null object. The object is null, and we are calling some method from the null object. There are arithmetic exceptions. Arithmetic exceptions. Let's see. You are trying to divide some integer by 0. That is undefined. Like you cannot divide anything by 0, right? But it will give.
It's 0.
No, if you mathematics, if you divide something by 0, it will give infinite.
Yeah.
There is nothing like infinite in Java.
Okay.
So then it will give arithmetic exception.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can say while we applying a loop, when
Yes.
it go to infinite, then it will showing.
No, not while loop. By dividing something, we are doing some arithmetic operations. Array out of box.
Okay.
Array index out of box like that. Okay. So let's say you have defined array size of 10. But you're trying to access element 11.
Okay.
But there is no 11th element. Then it will give
error.
Exception, not error.
Okay.
Okay. And there are class cast exception. I explained you casting, right? If you remember, upcasting, downcasting.
Yeah.
So you are trying to convert one class to another class, but there is no relationship. There is no parent-child relationship. Then it will give class cast exception. You cannot convert another class into another. Let's say you have a class A and class B. You are trying to convert class A object to class B. Then it will give class cast exception.
Okay.
Yeah. Now compile time. Compile time is like class not found exception. Okay. You have, let's see, in Java program, we define some library, we put in class path, right? And when we try to compile, there is no class present. Okay. In the class path.
Okay.
You are using some library. Okay. But that library is not present. That class is not present. Then it will give class not found exception. Then there are SQL exceptions. You are trying to do some JDBC operation or database operations. Then it will be checked exceptions. So generally we don't call it as a compile time. We call it as a checked exception, because we know that this kind of exception can come. before running the program. So JVM already know that this exception can come. Okay.
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 Yeah.
Now let me show you the hierarchy of these exceptions.
Okay.
See, a exception is an unwanted and unexpected event which occurs during the execution of programs that disrupts the normal flow of program instructions. Okay. This is the hierarchy. Throwable. So throwable class is parent of all exceptions and errors. Okay.
Okay.
So you need to, whenever you want to give interview, right, you need to understand the hierarchy. Okay.
Okay.
So now throwable class have two child. So exceptions and error.
Okay.
Exception has two types: checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. Okay. So example, runtime or null pointer exception, or this exception I have given you. Example.
Okay.
These are the exceptions: SQL exception, file not found exception. Okay. Arithmetic. Unchecked exception means runtime it can come. Arithmetic exception, class class exception, null pointer exception, array index out of bound exception, array illegal thread state. So that's what the exceptions. Okay.
Okay.
Any question in this one?
No. So there is two type of exception: runtime or compile time. So we can say unchecked or checked.
Yes. Mostly we call as a checked exception because it's checked on compile time.
Yeah.
And another one is runtime exception that is called unchecked exception. Okay.
Okay.
Now exception handling. How we will handle the exceptions.
Okay.
So checked exceptions should be handled by programmer. That is mandatory. Because if you don't handle checked exception, your program won't compile. If your program is not compiling, you cannot execute the program, right?
Yeah.
So what we do, so whenever checked exception does not handled by JVM automatically. Clear?
Clear.
So programmer need to handle checked exception compulsory. Need to handle. Okay. JVM by default does not handle checked exception. Okay.
Okay.
So if checked exception is not handled, then you cannot execute the program.
Okay.
Runtime exception, it will be thrown when the program is running, right? So means JVM will handle this exception and it will show the error. So how it will handle? So let's see, some method is throwing this runtime exception. So it will go the calling method. Let's see. Let me show you. There is one method, method A. Okay. Method A is calling method B. Okay, this is probably frustrated by man. Actually, this is my new laptop and I don't have ID actually. So,
Okay, no problem.
So practically I will show you on Sunday.
Okay, no problem.
So now it's calling method A and it's calling B. So let's see if B program. Method B. It's throwing error. Okay. It's throwing can throw checked exception. Okay. So when Java will compile this program, it will check that it can throw a checked exception. So whoever is calling this method, it should handle this exception. Otherwise, it won't compile the program. Clear? Or it will give exception while during compilation. That this exception is not handled.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
So now how we will handle this one? We will put this one is under try block. And we will handle here catch exception ex like this. Clear? So this is how we handle using try, catch, and there is another block finally. I will explain you what is finally. Okay.
Okay.
So whatever whenever we want to handle any exception, we need to put that method under try and under catch. So whenever let's say it's throwing, let's say it's throwing exception file not found exception. Okay. So now this will throw a object of throwing exception means it will throw a object of this class. Clear?
Clear.
So now when it will come to catch, this will refer to this object file not found exception. So can exception can refer to this exception because exception is parent. So parent can refer to child, right?
Yeah.
So what will be operation will be here exception ex is equal to object of let's see file one. So this will be here automatically. So it will catch. So ex will catch this exception. It will refer to this exception class.
Okay.
So now this object is handled. You can just do whatever you want to do with this exception. And then the program will execute from this line. It will go to this line.
Okay.
Clear?
Clear.
If you don't handle this exception, it will return from here only. It won't come here. So that's why it will throw compile time exception.
Okay.
Any confusion in this one?
No. Method B. Yeah.
So let's see. Runtime exception.
Okay.
If you throw runtime exception, if you are not handling it here. Okay. If you're not handling here, you're not using try catch block. So B is throwing runtime exception. Let's say it's throwing null pointer exception. Okay, it's runtime. So runtime, it's throwing. We don't know that it is throwing or not. Only KVM knows that it has thrown null pointer exception. Okay. So now we are not handling. We are not using any try catch block, right? So now it's method A responsibilities. Now JVM will check. Okay, B is not handling the exception. It will give the responsibility to method A. That method A is handling or not. So method A is also not handling, right? There is no try catch block. Then it will give responsibility to main method.
Okay.
So main method will handle this exception and will show the error message.
Okay.
Clear? So this is runtime exception.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. In compile time, then method A will handle the exception.
No, method B. Whoever method is throwing compile time, it needs to handle there only. Or it needs to show here that it throws here. You need to show here also. If you don't want to handle in B, if you don't want to handle compile check exception here, you need to throw from there. You need to throw from here, then method A will handle. Then you need to write try catch here. Clear?
Clear.
Yeah. Programmatically, I will explain you.
Okay.
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 So, see, this is an example. Method divide by 0, they are dividing by 0.
Okay.
So here it will throw an arithmetic exception. Method divide by 0. Okay. So here we have to put try and catch exception. We are just logging the error. Okay. So it's executing correctly. Now, if I want to divide see, it's giving. giving you an extra line. Okay.
Okay.
See. So it did the divide for 4 divided by 2. Did completed? Output is 2. Now it's dividing 4 by 0. Right? So here it's has thrown exception, arithmetic exception. This is the class.
Right.
Arithmetic exception, right? By 0. This is the message by 0. Clear? So it will give now. It will give you the exact line number also where it's throwing.
Yeah, on 18.
18. Then another line is who is calling this method? This is the main method. Who is calling this method? This is the method. So this is called stack. Error exception stack. So first the method which is throwing the exception. Then another line is which method is calling that method. The parent method. What is the parent method? Method M. Main method is the parent method. Right? If there is third method, then it will come down. Okay.
Okay.
So it will. So whenever you do the debug some issue, it will be like that. Now it's giving runtime exception, right? Compile time no issue. Compile time no issue. Right. Okay. And now, if you want to handle this expression, let's see. I want to do after this one. I want to print. Completed. So where our program destructed? Where? Which line? Line number 10?
Yeah.
Line number 10, right? So after line number 10, it has thrown the exception. But my requirement is, if it is throwing the exception also, it should execute this line.
Okay.
Getting my point?
Yeah.
It should not stop here. It should come here. My requirement is, my program should not stop. If some exception occurs, my program should not stop. It should be keep running.
Okay.
So what I will do exception handling. I will put under this try. Okay. Catch exception here. What I will do, I will just log this here, right? Dot get message. Now what will be the output?
Then it will catch. Then it will print this message completed.
It will print this message also because it will come through this catch block. And then it will after this completing this one, it will come here.
Yeah.
See. Execute this one. Printed the message. What is the message? By 0. Divided by 0. And then printed this one. If you want to print the complete stack trace, this is the method. Print stack trace. I think this one. Message. is no, it automatically prepared. Clear? So you can print the exception also in catch block.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do with after catching the exception, you can do.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
So that's why exception handling is compulsory when you want to run the program without any disruption.
Okay.
Okay. Any question on this one?
No.
Okay. So this is runtime exception.
Okay.
Now I will show you finally block also. Okay. See, it's printing finally.
Okay.
So finally block will be executed if there is exception or not.
Okay. It will execute
Every time, yeah. So let's see if I change this one divided by 2 again. So now error should come or not? Exception should come or not?
No.
No, right? But finally will be executed. See.
Okay.
So finally means it will be executed if exception occurs or not occurs. Clear?
Okay.
So this you have to note down this point also. Exception. And there are 3 things: try, catch, and finally. Only this one.
Okay.
Try to put methods where I want to handle the exception. Catch which type of exception I want to catch. Then finally, after catching an exception or not, there is an exception, what I want to execute. Okay. Now, why I have given exception here? Because this is the parent. It can take any exception. It can handle any exception, right? But which class it was throwing exception? What is the class name? This is the class name. Arithmetic exception.
Okay.
If I don't want to handle all exception, I can give particular exception to handle. I can. I just want to handle arithmetic exception. I can give like this. Okay.
Okay.
But if I give any other exception, let's see, I gave any which is not relevant. Let's see, I give null pointer exception. So will it print this one?
No, I don't think.
Let's see. I just. Will it print this line?
I don't think so because it's arithmetic, na?
Yeah, because type of exception is different. So either that particular exception can handle or its parent can handle. So what is the parent? Exception. Clear?
Okay.
And let's see, I can show you. Let's see. It's not showing an exception, right? But it got handled by main method.
Yeah.
because runtime exception. So main method is printing the error message. Clear?
Yeah, clear. So main method always print na?
For runtime only.
Yeah, only for runtime. Main method.
Yeah. It handle actually.
Okay.
The compile time also it will show where the error is, but for runtime it will handle. So it will destroy of the object, if whatever want to do after handling main method, just terminate the program. Okay.
Okay.
Now can I give multiple catch blocks?
Yes.
I can handle differently.
Now
it will print.
Yeah.
See, any exception.
So
we can have multiple catch blocks. What is the use? So if null pointer exception comes, we want to do particular operation. If arithmetic exception comes, we want to do any different operations.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay. Or what if we have more than one exception and we use parent exception as to print the.
No, more than one it cannot come. No, it will come only one exception at a time.
Okay.
How we will throw multiple exception?
Okay.
It will throw only one exception.
Okay.
It cannot throw multiple. So this cannot be like multiple exception can come. Only one type will come. Clear?
Okay.
How it will throw?
So while we are using try, if we define multiple, then.
So let's see. Here it's throwing this exception. Okay. Yeah. Before this line, if I put, let's see. Before this line, if I have another logic, if a is equal to 0, let's see. I want to throw b. If b is equal to 0, so new I have different logic. Now if I want to divide by 1, so which exception it will throw?
If b is equal to 1, then it will the down one.
This one? It will throw this one? It won't throw this one, right? It won't go there. So now what it will print?
Okay.
Because here we don't know which type of exception can come. Because the logic can be different here, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where it will fail. It can fail here, depend on the input on runtime.
Okay. So when an exception is come, then the full process will die.
No.
After that point. Okay. It will compile the whole things.
No, it will run. It's not.
Okay. Yeah. It will run the whole thing. No?
See, it came in null pointer exception. It came here. It executed here. Then it executed the finally block. After this, it will execute the next instructions.
Or what if I want to die the method before completed?
You don't want to execute this line.
Yeah.
Then don't handle.
Okay.
Remove this one. Remove this one. Now exception will come on line number 10. Now it will want to execute this lines, no? Okay. Why we do exception handling? Because we want to run program if exception also occurs. After that also we have to run.
Yeah.
If you don't handle the exception, it will terminate the program. It will terminate the program, no?
Yeah.
See.
Yes. I got it.
Yeah. So it's not printing this one, right? Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Any doubt in this one?
No, not in this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have covered try, catch, and finally, and the type of errors, type of exceptions.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, next class I will give you more. I will show you more examples
Okay.
for exception handling
Okay.
and how to create exceptions.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So you try to recollect everything. Then
Yeah, I will.
on Sunday we will have 2 hours class.
Okay. So,
So
what will the time?
anytime.
Okay. So maybe in
Yeah,
afternoon that will be okay.
yeah. So on
Okay.
Sunday we will cover the exceptions completely.
Sure.
Okay.
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 Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.